Hey, listeners, a bit of housekeeping first. If you are on your podcast application, please hit the follow button, which usually is in the upper right corner of your phone. This way, when new episodes are released, they will automatically appear in your podcast library. When you are finished listening to the show, if you could scroll down to the bottom and give us a 5-star rating and review, that would be terrific. If you are watching me on YouTube, please click the subscribe button. It's free, and also give us a thumbs up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. With that, let's jump right in. Listeners, as we build our relationship on Auntie Talks and Listens, you will learn that one of the reasons I do the show is because I truly am interested in learning from others and also sharing my wisdom. And in support of that, I have been asking folks, younger and older, black and white, male and female, from different parts of the country, what they wish they had done 10 years ago and what their plans are for the next 10 years. And this initial part of the series, my former boss and I, we talk about what we gave up for our careers and the importance of family and relationships. Hey, Kim, how are you?
I am wonderful, Tracy. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I
You
am.
look beautiful, as
Thank you.
always.
Thank you. And so do you with the red glasses. I do love it. It
Thank you.
gives me that vibe. What was her name? Who had like the talk show back in the day? She was one of the first women to have
Sally
one.
Jesse Raphael. Is that who
Yes,
you're talking about?
the glasses give me the Sally Jesse Raphael, right? I love it. I do love it.
I would have preferred you say Raquel Welch or, some beauty queen. I get it.
Well, you could have said about me Halle Berry. How about that? Or
Oh,
Beyonce.
yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
take either.
I think it's
Right?
Beyonce all the way.
I knew I loved you.
Yes,
Well, hey, can you introduce yourself to our audience?
I can. My name is Kim Baker, and I live south of Denver in a suburb called Lone Tree. It's about halfway between Denver and Colorado Springs. I would identify myself as a loving partner, a grandmother of a wonderful little girl named Paisley Kim. Notice the middle name, who will be 2 years old. She will be 2 years old on Monday, and we're celebrating her birthday this weekend. I am an auntie to 5 amazing young adults who are coming into their own, and I'm happily retired.
Woohoo!
Yeah. Made it to the end. Made it to the end.
Well, not to the end. You made it to the next half of life,
There you go.
to the
There
good
you go.
half.
The good half. That
And
is
and
not true.
right, and for those who may be wondering, what the connection is between Kim and me, Kim is my former boss. And
Mm.
I think that we have a very unique relationship. I, like Kim, I'm also retired, and we choose to still be in each other's lives. And I think
Mhm.
that says something. And let me say, it really says something about Kim because Kim, I'm going to tell you something.
Oh
I
boy.
played mahjong with a former Anthem employee yesterday, and I told her I was recording with someone from Anthem, and she said, "Oh, who?" And I said, "Kim Baker." I said, "Did you know Kim?" And she said, "Ooh, I knew her reputation."
Oh my God. Okay, that you did not need to include that.
No,
Did you say
what
it wasn't
Kim's
true,
reputation?
Trace?
No, this is what I said. I laughed, of course. And I said, yeah, she was kick ass and she was demanding, and you were not going to collect a paycheck, you were going to earn it.
That's
But I
right.
had, we had a wonderful working relationship, although she was tough. And just like any other boss, there were times where I was like, are you effing kidding me? Right. I learned so much working with her. I had such a good time working with her. And the proof is in the pudding. I choose to still be in your life and have you in mine.
And I
So all good
absolutely
stuff.
love that. And I could
Yeah.
tell lots
Yeah.
of stories about Tracy if anyone's interested. I've got, all kinds of stories. But I will say one thing. My working career was amazing. I was given opportunities to stretch far, far beyond, honestly, what I ever expected to be able to do. But I always was lucky enough to surround myself with amazing people and people that were
Hmm.
very, very different than I was. Because having a lot of
Hmm.
me's wasn't really going to get the job
Hmm.
done. And so when Tracy came onto the team, she brought a whole different perspective, and that perspective constantly was one that kept us grounded, kept us moving forward, kept us incredibly successful. She talks about my drive. She's got quite a bit of drive herself. So I was lucky enough to have that relationship. And I think when you have those kind of relationships with people, especially, well, I was going to say especially women, but I don't know that I would agree with that. You want to continue to surround yourself with those people. So I am very lucky to
Yeah.
have you in my life as well.
Yeah. And I will say, as different as we are cut from the same cloth in that we both know that we certainly have a lot to give and a lot to offer. We have that level of confidence as women, but we also know that we don't know everything and don't need to know everything and don't want to know
No.
everything. And so surrounding ourselves, like you said, with good people is, part of is really the key to success and the
Mhm.
success that we had. So yeah.
Agree.
All right, enough shop talk, enough former work talk. So we're going to jump right in. You know that I am the auntie. The auntie is asking multiple people from different backgrounds, different stages of their lives, the same two questions. Looking for, is there commonality? Does your background, your age, um, uh, do more to reflect your answers or infect your answers? I'm not sure infect is the right word, but we'll keep it moving.
Yeah.
So the question is, what do you wish you had learned or done 10 years ago that you know now or have done now, and why?
This was an easy one. And
Mm-hmm.
here's why it was easy. When I look backwards, I think about what are those things that I'm not as proud of? What are those things that I wish I would have
Mm-hmm.
done differently? And there's one huge one that comes to mind. And it wasn't that I didn't know it, because I did know it. And I tried at certain times to be more cognizant and tried to improve. But I have always been challenged with, when I worked, with a work life balance. I know you're going to be shocked to hear this, Tracy, but I am a type A personality, and I like to win, and I like to drive success. And unfortunately, I'm also not the lucky person that could do it balancing nicely my home life and my work life. I worked, as you did, long, long days, 7 days a week in many cases. But that wasn't the biggest challenge. The biggest challenge was when I wasn't working, I was thinking about it. I was playing over in my mind something that had happened. And I wasn't always present with family things. I mean, I was there for family events. I was there for the big things. That doesn't necessarily mean my mind was there and I was always listening. And so for those things that I missed, those things that I wasn't as present as I should have been for, it's a regret of mine. And candidly, it was part of the driver that led me to retirement. It became crystal clear to me, because of a family life event, that I needed to focus on home and I needed to focus on family and make that my priority. And I knew I had gone through my entire working career with the same imbalance. It's not like just because I came to that realization, I was going to be able to fix it. And so making that life change was the
Mhm.
best thing I could have ever done. Um, I do
Mhm.
spend a lot of time focused on family, focused on the things that are really
Mhm.
important in life. My tombstone is hopefully going to say something nicer than she was a really hard worker. So that's what I'm going for.
Well, this interview is taking a bit of a different turn than I had expected. So I'm going to say now, if I start to ask you questions that you're not comfortable with, you just tell me and we'll stop.
Okay.
Um, you and I both had that challenge
Mhm.
of how do we had no work life balance. I have to say that we did not have it. We didn't have it. And I know the nature of the work that we were doing certainly contributed a lot to that. But I have to be honest with myself about who I am. And I'm not a one trick pony. I can do multiple things, but I really am only going to do one of them very well. And very well is
Mhm.
very important to me.
Mhm.
And so I would ask if you feel the same about that, that, part of it is not just in the demand of the job, but in your wiring and how you are wired.
Mhm. I 100% agree. I
Yeah.
doing anything half-assed, um,
Mhm.
not as well as you could be, not being prepared. I prepared
Mhm.
for today. I had my camera up last night,
Absolutely.
looking at things. There's
I knew you
honestly,
would. I knew you would. Right?
there's nothing
And I want to
that I don't prepare
you
for.
go.
It is.
Yeah.
It's just the way I'm wired. It makes me feel more
Yeah.
comfortable, and I would never want to do anything to embarrass you or embarrass myself.
Right. And I have to tell you this. This is the crazy thing. You are the first person that I've had on the show that I have not had to say, your lighting absolutely sucks. We got to do something. I need you to, oh my God, that background. Could you please move that t-shirt that I can see in the background? You are the first person. And I knew it would be this way because I knew for darn sure you would be over there practicing the night
Mhm,
before.
mhm,
Right?
mhm. Oh yeah.
But the other question I want to ask you, and this is something that I have on my list of potential episodes, and it is a very touchy subject. And let me first say this before I even ask the question. You had a multi generational family
Mhm.
that was happening in the height of your career.
Right.
Your mom, your aging mom, moved in with you. You became the parent of a
Yep.
teenager.
Yep.
Um, and in my in what I saw, one of the reasons that you were able to do that is because you have such an amazing partner.
Mhm.
And your partner is not just a spouse. Um, I don't know how to say this without minimizing some people's situations. You have a true partner.
Mhm.
Um, and two things when I look at that. I think one of the contributing factors of your success, both in your home life and in your work life, was about the partner you have.
Mhm. I 100% agree. There is no way I could have been traveling 3 weeks a month, spending the kind of time I spent on, meetings and calls when I was at home, weekend work, locked up in my office, putting together or reviewing presentations. There's no way I could have done that. And so we found a good rhythm early, and now a few years shy of a 40-year relationship. And I know I really don't look that old. So I was very, very young when it started. But we found a rhythm that worked for us. Me working and me focusing on that aspect of our lives, that was the right decision for us. And when we moved to
Mhm.
Colorado, my mother
Mm.
moved in with us, and she didn't have the best of health, and so she needed
Mhm.
care. And so leaving her alone all day long,
Mhm.
that was never even a possibility. We had two dogs, they had to go in and
Mhm.
out. And then, one of, I would say, probably my
They
second
wore cute
blessing,
outfits.
they wore very cute outfits
Your
and they had
dogs
a
had to be
lot of clothes.
right.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. But then probably my second biggest blessing in life was when our daughter came to
Mm.
live with us. It was an unfortunate situation in our
Mhm.
family, but candidly, I had always wanted to be a mother. I had tried to become a mother in my
Mhm.
30s, which was a challenge in itself, and didn't work. But you know what? As
Mhm.
disappointed as I was at that point in time, I realize now it was because there was a bigger plan. There was a better plan. There was
Mhm.
something else in my
Mhm.
life. And so she came to us at the age of 15. She had some challenges, but she was a lovely, lovely girl that needed love and needed guidance. And she is the light of my life.
Mhm.
She's 25. She gave
Mhm.
us our first grandchild, and
Mhm.
is getting married later this year, and is it's a blessing. But again, bringing her into our lives, into our home, and me working the kind of hours I worked was crazy. She once said to me, when I grow up and I get a real job, I don't want a job like yours. And I said, well, I'm
Yep.
a little
Mine
insulted,
too.
but
Yeah.
why do you say
Yeah.
that? And she
Mine
said, all
too.
you do all day long is sit and talk on the phone. And I said, that's what you get out of this. Seriously, that's what you get out of what I do. But that's what she saw, and she didn't want to do it. And she doesn't do it. She's an amazing
Yeah.
contributor to society, and works with the foster care system, and is a great,
Wow.
great caseworker, and doing well. So
Yeah.
all of that to be said, you're absolutely right, Tracy. I could not have done it without an amazing partner and an amazing home life. And unfortunately,
Well,
there are people that aren't that fortunate.
who don't have that,
Mhm.
right? Yeah, it really is a privilege. And I think more people don't have it than do have it. I
I think
really
you're
do.
right.
Um, yeah, and this is a topic that I've wanted to do, and so I'm going to ask you, and it is a difficult one for people to answer, I think, when they're still in the working years. And that is, when you were working, did you feel that you gave your best self to work or to home?
Oh, to work. Oh, to work.
I
Mhm.
know.
There were
I know.
times when something happened at home, and I thought, wow, you really nailed that.
Mhm.
Especially with Chandra, because we were learning how to raise a child, at the age of 15. We didn't get the cute little, I'm
Yeah.
dressing you in the cutest little
Yeah.
clothes. And yeah, we didn't get those parts. We're
Yeah.
getting those parts with Paisley, but not with my daughter.
Right.
But there were things at times that happened that I cracked myself up, and I thought, wow, that was
Mhm.
really good. But I'll be honest, there were things with my mom that I wish I would have done differently.
Mhm.
I wish I would have
Mhm.
been more present, and I should have been
Mhm.
there, and I wasn't.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
And she's not with me any longer.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
yeah, this is one I struggled with, all of my working career. It is
Yeah.
amazing now. I realize I'm really not that great of a multitasker. I really thought I was a great multitasker, but I find,
Here, here.
yeah, yeah,
Here,
I,
here.
I find especially, I realize it in the kitchen. because now I've really gotten
Mhm.
into cooking. And so I make all
Mhm.
kinds of different things. But when I'm really having to focus on a recipe because I've never made it before, and the kids are sitting at the
Mhm.
kitchen counter, or Paisley's coming through the kitchen, or Jill's talking to me, it's like, okay, okay,
Mhm.
shh, shh. I need to focus on this, or we're going to have a lousy meal. So just don't talk to me for like 5 minutes, and then I'm back. I'm back with you. So I have recognized that, yeah, where I thought I was incredibly talented, able to listen to calls and be typing at the same time and looking at a paper.
Exactly.
Yeah, that doesn't work. Your
Right.
brain
And
doesn't work that way.
and and dealing with me IMing you about some
Mhm.
big problem that's happening in the background, right? Yeah,
Absolutely.
for real. Yeah, I think about just when we were at your house back in September of last year, and I was trying to do something as simple in the kitchen as make a butterboard and a salad and talk to you guys. And I was like, wait, did I put that ingredient in the salad dressing? I'm not as good as
Mhm.
as I once was. And B, what I really think is that I was never as good as I thought I was.
Oh, I
And
agree.
something was suffering, you know what I
What you
mean?
forgot to say though
And
is during that butterboard preparation, cocktails were involved. So
right, there was alcohol, right?
mhm. Always makes cooking more fun.
Exactly, exactly. All right. Well, so I'm going to go forward and ask you about the next 10 years. What are you hoping to do in the next 10 years to make life just that much sweeter, better?
This one I had to think a little bit longer and harder about
Mhm. Mhm.
because it has been on my mind. The first thing that popped to my mind, which I try
Mhm.
to live by every day, is I want my
Mhm.
granddaughter's life to be amazing.
Oh.
I want
Oh.
I want her to know. I want her to learn things from me, and I want her to later in life be able to say, my grandma taught me that. I remember my grandma walking
Yes.
through this with me, or
Yeah.
us having that conversation. I want her to know how special she is, and I want her to flourish,
Mhm.
whatever she's interested in,
Mhm.
whatever sports or academic or social or arts, whatever
Mhm.
she's most interested in. I want her to be able to explore, and I want to explore beside her. But I want her to always, always know, because I'm an older grandma. She's only 2 years old. I want her to always
Mhm.
know in her whole life. I want her to always know that her grandma loved her so much and she was there for her every
Mhm.
single day. And so I
Mhm.
do silly things. I rearranged my kitchen cupboards so that all of the Tupperware and all the things that won't hurt her, except for under the kitchen sink, which she knows she can't touch, but all those cabinets are the low
Mhm.
cabinets. So she can get in there. I can't tell you how many times she leaves our house and I open up where the Tupperware is, and there's glassware in there and there's plasticware in there, and it all comes tumbling out, and it just makes me laugh. I she is
Wonderful.
a pride and
Mhm.
joy, and so I want to make those memories with
Mhm.
her. Chandra didn't have that growing up, and she
Mhm.
is a great mom and really is committed to making sure her daughter has all those things that she didn't necessarily have. So that's probably my
Mhm.
biggest
Mhm.
priority, but I came up with three, and I'll share all three of them. The second one
Always
is
has to be an overachiever.
absolutely, absolutely. The second one though is really continuing to learn. I I don't want
Mhm.
to go stagnant. I don't want to. Um,
Right.
I've never thought I was the smartest person in the room. I have opinions, and I know
Mhm.
you know that.
Mhm.
But I always want to hear. I always want to hear the other side, and sometimes I struggle to understand that other side's
Mhm.
opinion. but I want to do better at that. I want to be open to that. I want to learn Spanish. I've always wanted to learn Spanish.
Me too.
It's too common to hear folks talking around us, and I have no idea what they're saying, and I just always assume they're talking bad about me. Um, but I want to continue that learning journey. And probably the third thing, and these are probably other than Paisley, not necessarily in the same order or in the right order, but I want to be a good person. I want to be a better person. Sometimes I let the
Mhm.
irritations of everyday
Mhm.
life just make me crabby and make me not as pleasant. And I realize that when I'm out in a public setting and I see a woman and I think to myself, oh, what a beautiful outfit, or her hair looks great, or
Mhm.
gosh, she smells good. And I don't say it. But what I realize is when I say
Mhm.
it, how somebody's face just lights up. And
Amazing,
oh, it is
right?
amazing, the difference
Mhm.
it makes in somebody's life. Well, why not do that every single day? Why
Mhm.
not find those opportunities
Absolutely.
and take those opportunities? I do it with people I love most of the time,
Mhm.
but I don't
Mhm.
necessarily do it with those I don't know. So just working
Mhm.
on self goodness, contributing to the world,
Mhm.
being somebody that that others smile when they see coming into the room.
Mhm. Well, I find all that very interesting, and also I'm not shocked at how much we have in common with this. And when I listen to you talk about what you wish you had done more of and what you want for the future, between the being a good grandmother and being there for Paisley, and a lot of that is just, I think we start to, as we mature, not age, mature,
Mm-hmm.
I think we really start to, and we have the opportunity to really learn the value of relationships
Uh-huh.
and family. And so, what you talked about, was, wow, I wish that I had had a better work life balance, not better work life balance so I could play more or just, travel more, but so I could have spent more time with my family, with my
Mhm.
mother in particular. And then this next part of life, wanting to have more time and quality time with Paisley. Again, all about that relationship. And I'm right there with you. I mean, I have to say, the way my career was really structured, I really, because I had a kid young, I did get the time to feel like, I really gave it my all as a mom, and was able to give it my all um, in my career. But what I question is, could I have been a better wife? I probably could
Mhm.
have. I probably could have. Um, and so, that is a relationship that I think also can suffer if we're so career focused. And on this next half for me, I cannot tell you the amount of joy I get from just sitting and being with my daughter and my son in law and
Mhm.
my grand dog, who's here with me now. She's lying at my feet now. She's staying with Nana for 10 days. So
Aw.
I don't have a grandchild, Kim, but I do have a grand dog. Okay.
Well, and I'm
So,
a little fearful when you're in Colorado next this fall. I've already spoken to my daughter and my loving significant other
I
who
know where you're
who
going.
knows this.
I know where you're
But we
going.
need to keep Paisley at a distance and monitored with you, because I don't know whether your listeners know or not, but you will take sweet children home with you. And I know Paisley's
I
going to love you.
do try to I do let them know that I have a pool, right?
Hmm. And she
And
loves
I have
water.
toys in the pool,
Hmm.
right? And that I'm all about baking cookies.
Hmm.
right? And they're very minimal rules here. That's the deal, right?
I'm already going to watch
Well,
out for
this
you.
has hey, I let me tell you, I can't tell you not to. I
Mm.
threaten to put them in my purse all the time, right? This has been absolutely terrific. I have to tell you though that multiple times when you were talking, I got actual chills. And
Oh,
that it yeah, yeah, because so much of what you were saying so resonated with me. And in addition to I really do admire, as I have told you many times, and I know it's not perfect, but I admire the partnership that you and Jill have. Um, I look at the role that she played in running the house. I
hmm.
mean, it was like a profession. I mean, I
Oh.
was like, right?
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
mean, I kind of offered myself up to be in the relationship, although I
Not,
have other
not
leanings, but
once, not
I was,
twice, many times. This will make you
I
laugh.
mean, the
So,
benefit.
Jill is, as you know, amazingly organized, amazingly on top of
Yes. Oh
everything.
my
The
gosh.
minute we started wedding planning, the spreadsheet came out. There are lines for everything. We have everything so well identified. It is unbelievable. But that those we don't have the same skills. We are very, very different.
Yeah.
And so that
Yeah.
complements that lifelong journey.
All right, Han. Well, I want to say again, thank you so much for doing this with me. Although you're retired, you're constantly traveling, constantly somewhere.
Mhm.
And I so love this new chapter of life for you and for me, and admire the way you are living it. And so glad that I get to be a part of it.
And I am so blessed to have you in my life. And I look forward to seeing you in person a little bit later this year. Thank you for having me. It was fun.
Have oh, so much fun. You'll be back.
Thank you.